All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you for an ML Sports Take. A really quick couple of minutes to talk Bills Chiefs. What a game! What a win for the Bills. 38 to 20 in this game, and just some immediate takeaways. Josh Allen is just a man. I mean, he is so fearless and tough, and just the mental part of his game and sliding now and not taking hits, and some of those throws that he made tonight, the dart to Sanders and the bomb to Knox, and extending the plays, hostile environment, wet, the delay with the lightning and everything like that. There's nothing that phases this guy. He's after it all the time, and he's absolutely fearless. And oh, by the way, that hurdle was absurd, bringing back visions of the hurdle against Minnesota. Josh Allen tonight was ultra efficient. He went 15 for 26 for 315 yards and 3 touchdowns. There was a point in time where he was actually averaging 31 plus yards per completion. I think right around halftime. That stat is absurd. But he shared the rock. I thought the Bills had a really, really great game plan going into this thing. They ran it 121 yards total. Allen, Moss, Singletary. They didn't go all the way to the ground at one point, and they didn't leave the ground at one point. They balanced it in with some of the passes. Dawson Knox, 3 catches, 117 yards and a touchdown. Diggs went for 269. Moss, 3 and 55. Sanders, 3 and 54, and 2 touchdowns. Gabe Davis got in the act a little bit late, but this was a Josh Allen game, and it was also a game in which the defense was outstanding. And look, if I had to give a game ball to somebody on the defensive side of the football, it's going to be really tough, right? Because Greg Russo had the interception. Micah Hyde made the interception after Tyreek Hill dropped the ball in the second half and ran it back. You have a situation where Taron Johnson was all over the place. He had 12 tackles tonight, 8 of which were solo. A.J. Klein, fantastic for the majority of this game, especially in coverage where that was an issue going in to this game without Matt Milano there. And in fact, if I'm the Bills, if Matt Milano is even just a little shaky, I sit him against Tennessee. A.J. Klein is definitely able to perform, and then you have the bye week the week after that. So maybe you just maybe you do that with Milano. Final thought. The refs were absolutely brutal. And I know I got called out for being a prisoner of the moment by somebody on Twitter and a few other things that were out there. But I know that New England, the games against New England, not just the Bills, but just games against New England in general, when Tom Brady was there, and, look, they beat the piss out of everybody too. But on the other side of it, this team got a lot of calls. I mean, let's be honest, their dynasty started with the tuck rule, right? Which nobody even knew what it was until it took place. What I'm getting at is New England call after call after call after call in their favor. And I'm not usually a blame the refs guy, but good grief, tonight was unbelievable. The Kansas City Chiefs were getting so many calls. It was absolutely absurd. Deion Dawkins in the first half, and there were so many, I can't even list them all, but Deion Dawkins in the first half, it was not a hold. It was a complete straight up of the defender, and then he pulled off of him a little bit. That was it, and it was mano-a-mano. The Trey White pass interference was horrible. It was an uncatchable ball, number one, and Travis Kelce was also pulling White's jersey. There were countless other calls. I mean, one after another. What about the Sanders play? I mean, how in the world was that a penalty in the second half on Emmanuel Sanders for OPI? I mean, it's insanity. Some of the calls that were taking place, the sacks of the quarterbacks, and none of them were late. None of them were personal fouls. None of them were head to head. It was so stupid. It was so ridiculous. The calls were absolutely nuts. There were some bad calls that went against the Chiefs, of course. A makeup call there in the fourth quarter where Allen got hit. It was a complete and fundamental tackle around the waist, and they called roughing the passer, which is just absurd. But it was a complete makeup call. There were some calls on that side. There's no question about that. But for the majority, A lot of them were Kansas City's way. So this was just an enormous win for the Bills. They're now 4-1. Kansas City falls to 2-3. The Bills now have a 2-game edge on the Chiefs, not only in the win column, but then you can add a little bit more mustard to that in terms of the head-to-head matchup. And now they'll play another primetime game next week. Benefit, though, of course, playing Monday night as opposed to Sunday night again. You get that extra day of rest. So they'll play that Monday night, and then they'll have 2 full weeks with the bye week coming up. Mike Lindsley with you, recapping Bills and Chiefs 38-20. The Bills take care of business at Arrowhead. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports. This segment is brought to you by Stanley Law Offices, Brian Comboy of Mass Mutual, New York State, Welch & Company Jewelers, and our great friends over at Rosie's Corner. If you're in and around Central New York this week, get on over to Rosie's. Tomorrow, Meatloaf Monday, Turkey Slop Tuesday, Wednesday, Chicken and Biscuits, Mac and Cheese Thursday, Friday, and Fish Friday, every single Friday at Rosie's Corner. Pizza, wings, pasta, hot and cold subs, desserts, salads, Pepsi products, you name it. Unbelievable place. Go try the garlic parm wings. Go try the meatball bomber. Anything you want, it's at Rosie's Corner. Route 11 in front of the Brewerton Bridge. Make sure you go check them out. And by the way, on your way there, stop by Brewerton Ace Hardware. It's another big-time sponsor of The Platter. They've got everything you need for your home inside and outside. Great win for the Bills. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.